Odin is a programming language that I've had my eye on for quite a bit. It was created by a man named Ginger Bill in 2016. It is a general purpose language and an alternative to C for the joy of programming. Don't ask me what that is because I do not know. What is really cool about it is that it has bindings for pretty much every framework, like SDL and Raylib, and graphics libraries like OpenGL and Vulkan. The language seemed really cool, so I wanted to make a game with it. And you may ask, why not use Rust or C? Well, I wanted to use Odin because I like the syntax and Rust takes way too long to compile. And it is very restrictive. C is cool, but there is more modern languages that does things easier and better. The tool I'll be using to make a game in Odin is Raylib, because it is the easiest out of the bunch and it has a lot of examples, so learning it won't be that hard. With any new project, we need a window. So that is exactly what I did, and even with some text that says hello. But text is super boring, so I needed to make a player. I made a file called player and gave it a struct with the position and the speed, and made a simple block on the screen. Okay, so apparently I'm stupid and created another loop inside of the existing loop, making it draw a ton of times for no reason. But we need the block dude to move, so I added input, and now I can control it. Next, I wanted to add a texture and not just a green block. Now we have a texture, and I wanted to add spreadsheet animations, but for some reason I just could not get this to work. I was doing it how it should be done, but it just was not showing on the screen. So I just decided just to keep it a still image. And then once I finally got that, I added a background sprite. Next, we needed aliens. So I did the usual, added a struct, a position, a texture, all that kind of fun stuff. And then I made it spawn at the top of the screen at a certain horizontal position, so it would spawn in different positions. Then I made it so that if it goes off the screen, it gets deleted and then respawned at the top of the screen at a different location on the x-axis. Next, we need to add collisions, because right now the player is invincible. I struggled with this for a long time and I could not figure out why. Was it because the hitbox was too small? Was it off center? I didn't know. I spent 2 hours trying to figure this out when I found out that the collision check was working, but the player wasn't dying because I was setting the player to be alive every frame except for when it loads. So when it loads, it can be set once and then change any time. Okay, so I had the basic stuff down, and now I need to add the score. I thought it would be pretty easy, so I just added the text that says score, and I put a score variable in it. I did that and then made it update every time the alien went off the screen, but every time I reset the game, the score would still be the same, so I had to make it to where it would reset back to 0. So after I got that finally done, the next thing I had to do was put it on GitHub and upload it to itch.io. For the itch.io page, I took some screenshots and made a sick banner. With that, I was done. I had a lot of fun, and I think I really like Odin. It is basically what I want out of stuff like Rust, C, Go, and I'm thinking of starting to use it for my games from now on. I feel like Odin has a lot of potential for game dev, lots of other things, and could possibly be up there with C, Rust, Zig, and all the other great systems programming languages.